Everybody, this is Bobby Goff, and you're listening to the Bobby G and Company show. We are having technical difficulties at the moment. Lynn just broke the damn studio. Yeah, we don't.
Can I unplug it or something?
Sound, Lynn. Come on.
I don't know where.
Come on. What'd you do? All right, so I'm going into the assumption that everybody. There we go. That helps if you plug the power into the right port. Yeah. Okay. Good.
Okay.
Now.
Are you messing with my cords again?
No, she's just totally. This is a Lynn thing. She's going to spill the coffee, then she's going to complain about green spots on the table. I'm telling you, this is going to be an interesting show. So, Lynn is now apparently trying to fix the length of a cord. Okay, all right, good. So we've got.
I got nothing to cut to.
I hear you. Okay, you got that now.
Let me fade you out. There you go.
No.
Let's go back to the background.
Okay.
All right, there. I think we're good now. I'm not sure, but scary me. It scares me when Lynn's fixing things. All right.
Hey,
okay, we
you
good
got
now?
Some skills, Lynn.
Yeah.
Hey, I took care
Mad skills.
at my last job. I was IT, HR, and accounting. So you do the math.
There you go.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
It was fun.
Yeah.
That's why I'm retired.
I hear you. Okay. So
I wish I was retired.
We just did the.
I could do this all the time.
We just did Johnny Quest.
I know. I'm so excited.
And
you
you
didn't
wanted
tell
me to do that. No, I didn't tell you.
I love Johnny Quest.
Yeah, that was. You said one of your favorite cartoons.
It was. I could still sit and watch it for hours.
Oh yeah, the original ones were good. The remakes not so
No.
much. But also you couldn't play a cartoon like that today. You got a character named Haji. Oh, that would not fly. They'd be like, "Oh, what is this? Why is this guy here, though, Haji?" I don't, I mean,
I
brutal.
can't touch it. I gotta leave it alone.
You got to leave it alone. But you used to have a crush on Race.
I did.
On Race Bannon, yeah.
I did. I was little, and I used to think he was so cute. Oh. When you're little, all you got is that and the Roadrunner. I mean,
Yeah, Roadrunner's not really going to do it for
No.
you. No.
But
No.
yeah, I could sit and watch him for hours.
And then you got the scary spider episode, the mechanical spider.
That was my favorite episode.
Yep.
It was.
Well,
So anyway,
I see we're off to a roaring start this morning.
We are. I mean, this is. You know what it is, Pete?
Scintillating.
We are normally not awake when we start off the show. We usually gradually wake into this.
Yeah.
But because of your upcoming working vacation, we are taping 5 shows this week. Ouch.
5? I thought it was 4.
Well, we got one.
You
live.
only really need to do 3,
Yeah, I know, but I can't do that. I've got to tape the 2 political ones because I don't want either
fair.
candidate to have access to the questions. I'm going to be asking both of them. So
why don't we schedule those live when I come back?
Because then one of them is going to have the answers.
No, why
prepared.
don't we schedule them? Oh, whatever.
You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Why don't we tape them when I
Not
come
only
back?
that.
We could do that too. I mean, we'll work it out.
Well,
We'll
not
work
only that, Pete. That gives us 4 Thursdays. We don't have to get up early.
Woo!
Right then and there, it should be okay.
Some of you.
Because we have to tape.
Some of us.
We have to tape one of them because you're not going to be back. Because the first date is August 1st. So one of the 2 political shows has to be taped no matter what. So we might as well do them both.
Yeah.
And
What he said.
When we were talking to Don this on the 4th of July, he was supposed to be getting back to you probably tomorrow because he had some sort of a Senate committee thing that he had to do.
Yeah.
And,
Senate was going to be in session.
Yeah, exactly. So hopefully we can get in touch with him and get the 2 of them on separately, but be able to ask some questions. Because, I mean, I'm not from Westfield. I don't have a stake in this political race. But, it might be kind of nice to ask some simple questions, like, who are you?
Right, yeah.
What do you bring into the table that you feel is relevant to the position of the mayor? Things like that. I'm not going to get into the politics.
That's too complicated anyways.
It is. And, I don't think that that's the face that your average person that's voting for a local election really needs to know. They need to know this person as a person. And, I want to put that kind of a face on it. So
Gotcha.
Love to be able to get those guys on the air. Hopefully, Don will be out of the Senate, his obligations there and be available, and we can get them both on. But so moving right along, because we do have our guest is already here, and it's Terry McNulty with an I, not a Y, Lynn.
I did not say why, and I got proof.
Yeah, you got proof. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Don't listen to him.
And she's with No More Silence. So we're going to be talking to her in a little bit. She's here actually with us now. And but we're going to go through the regular motions of the beginning of the show before we get into the guest spots. So now again, this is going to be broadcast on the 25th of July. So based upon that date, today would be on the 25th, National Hot Fudge Sundae Day. Pete, that's awesome.
Favorite.
I'll have to remember that.
We got to do this one.
It's my favorite.
National Merry-Go-Round Day.
Go to Holyoke.
Yeah, you can. You know what's really cool about that?
And they're probably open. They'll probably do something special for that, too.
I'm sure they will. I'm sure they will.
Like give you a barf bag?
No.
Merry-go-round?
Yeah.
You got a real tender tummy.
Round in a circle. No, thank you.
When back in the day, and I don't usually bring up my family too much. My sister is huge into carousels, and she actually owns several horses.
Really?
That antiques that she and her husband completely restored.
Get this.
And
Do with them.
National Merry-Go-Round Day, Thursday, July 25th from 10:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Half-price rides all day. Free popcorn from 11 a.m. to 12 p.m. Come in and take a spin at the Holyoke Merry-Go-Round.
nice. Now, Lynn, if you had done your
think,
What's Happening
Okay,
segment.
you didn't give me
we
the
did-
dates.
Oh, I didn't give you the dates.
No, you did not give me the dates. So
It's
there's no what's
Thursdays.
happening.
Every week they're between Wednesday and Friday. I mean, yeah, you get a calendar. It's quick. Anyway, so my sister actually owns.
No,
But-
Pete, don't laugh. You only encourage him.
He,
Do
but
not
he
laugh.
knows I'm right.
Because it was funny.
Yeah.
No,
see?
wasn't. I didn't know what dates we were taping for.
The following Thursdays, they were on the
Yeah.
actually they're on the
here
rundowns.
we go. Here we go.
Here we
Everybody
go.
ready?
Hold on, Pete. I got something for this.
They were
Here
on the
it is.
rundowns.
See? Why
Actually,
I get
Lynn-
up at 5 o'clock.
There you go.
Then they were on the rundowns.
See, there you go.
They were on the who?
On the rundown
You know,
sheets.
you were just too into your
rundown sheets? What are you
Subaru
talking
camping
about?
trip.
The sheet that you have in front of you. Did
Yeah.
you get the email from him about those?
No, I don't send
No,
those to her.
see? Thank you,
All right,
Pete.
so
I don't
all right,
send
so
her.
Okay.
Lynn has a legitimate gripe.
Thank you.
No, she doesn't.
Yes,
Yes,
I
she
do.
does.
No.
Constantly.
No. I mean, it's going back to.
Doesn't
Okay,
that sound
that's
like
good.
me?
It does sound like you.
It totally sounds like me. I should be getting royalties for that.
Sure. So anyway,
Whatever.
National Merry-Go-Round Day. Like I said, my sister
No.
actually owns a couple of carousel horses.
That's very
And
cool, actually.
It is.
So what does she do with them once she does them?
Honestly, I don't know. I mean, they're in her house. I mean, it's a type of a thing that I'm assuming she's sold some of them. But yeah, she's huge into carousel stuff. And so we got also National Threading the Needle Day.
You know, my husband says that to me all the time when I'm driving. He goes, "You're always threading the needle."
Well, you shouldn't be sewing when you're driving.
Did you see the
That's
story that came out that Springfield ranked 196 out of 200 in the worst drivers in the country?
You know what? They
Really?
were following Lynn. I can attest to this.
Boston
Mike.
Boston was 198.
Connecticut should be the other
I don't
one.
know.
Connecticut
No, I don't
is
know.
terrible.
196 out of 200.
Yeah.
The
Well,
worst.
Well, I mean, Pete, if you don't like the way Lynn drives, just stay off the sidewalk. That's all I got to tell you with that.
Get out of, that was me
Get out
this
of the
morning.
sidewalk.
Get out of my way.
Yeah, you were part of the seas.
Oh my God.
But,
Literally.
well, you get stuck behind a granite truck.
I know.
I mean, and you were
Coming
just lucky
down?
he was going downhill.
I
You imagine
know.
getting stuck behind him going uphill?
I would have been.
You'd
in
still be on your
trouble.
way.
That would have been major road rage. Because I
Major.
hate to be late for anything. So.
Yeah. Well, it's also this is actually really cool, National Hire a Veteran Day. That's pretty cool. I am, and you know this, Lynn, Terry, we're meeting for the first time, and Pete knows me too. Anything that has to do with either veterans or kids, I am all about.
That is true. I'll
you
give
know.
him that.
And this one actually is, my daughter Jody is going to love this one. It's National Wine and Cheese Day.
Every day is wine and cheese day at my house.
But yes, but the other 364 are not supposed to be.
Oh, I'm
So
practicing.
you're in training.
Oh
I'm in
my
training.
God, who the hell cares?
There you go.
Peter.
I know Peter's this
I'm
guy.
not a wine guy.
I was just going
He's-
to say
oh,
that.
you're
He's not a wine drinker.
No.
No.
What do you drink?
Beer.
Beer.
My dad
beer.
taught me not to respect hard liquor and drink it once in a great while.
Yeah.
Wine I never developed taste for, so it's beer.
I just started drinking beer. Oh my God! I just started drinking wine this year. It
Yeah.
just all of a sudden started appealing to me. So I like my hard liquor, I like my beer, and wine is my newest hobby.
You do know that wine is a drink, not. That's the one you do. All right. So it's also National Refreshment Day.
Same thing.
I
Wine
know
and
it's
cheese.
right up there. Wine and cheese. It kind of goes together. And Pete, here's one that I think we can both sink our teeth into. Not so much sure about the Subaru chick next to me. Today is
Do not start again.
National Chili Dog Day.
Well,
there you go.
Good.
Have a coney.
That sounds good.
I do like
that.
chili dogs. I do like them.
Homemade chili, best.
Yeah.
I even go to Hormel. I just don't care.
I
just
make a good
pour it
chili.
I
onto.
make my own chili sauce. So.
Yeah, you
So-
do. I know. Yeah, you were saying I haven't tasted it yet. Though. It's okay. It's another story.
Wait till we
Yeah.
get to the fall.
All right.
Like
I'll
spaghetti
smoke a
sauce.
brisket.
Like spaghetti sauce. Yeah,
Some of
that
us
really,
haven't tried spaghetti sauce.
that
yet
really
either.
irks me because I had said to Hope, my wife, I said,
know who she is.
Yeah, I know you do, but not everybody else might.
Saying.
Like Terry's over there, like, who the hell is Hope? Okay, see,
She's
I'm
the same.
trying to be considerate.
She's the same.
You should try that once in a while.
Right back at you.
It's getting brutal in here. Hey, listen, don't make me bring back Mancini and the other guy.
Do you know he really,
That was hilarious.
He really believed what I went up to Maine for that week? He said that to me last week.
Yeah, I
He's
know he
like,
did.
I really believed him. I'm like, no way.
Yeah, it was like hook, line, and sinker. Terry, I had told everybody that Lynn was up in Maine. She was at a Subaru tree-hugging hippie convention, and that she was the celebrity judge for the women's armpit braiding competition, armpit hair.
Okay.
And yeah, this guy totally bought it. It was funny. It was great.
He was here last week. He's like, I really believed him.
I just sold it. I said it, totally straight-faced, and it
You
was
did
funny.
sell it pretty well.
I did. Ice cream to an Eskimo.
Good Lord.
But yeah, so I had said to the wife, I said, I want to make this our sauce, and she says, well, you gotta wait till the air conditioner's in.
Well, it's in now, ain't
It's
it?
in.
Okay,
But now
let's roll.
now she's telling me I gotta wait till they're back out.
Why?
I'm like, because it's gonna be too hot. I'm like, oh my god.
you don't always listen to her.
I never do,
Okay, then.
but I know. I'm just gonna,
I've been waiting almost 8 years to try this spaghetti sauce. Still waiting.
I know. It's been a while since I made it. But anyway,
That's true.
all right. So Pete,
Yes.
cue up the Connie Talbot. He says I got a crush on this girl.
You
She's
do.
like 16.
The way you say her in Maryland.
Oh, Maryland's. That's
Maryland.
Maryland. This girl's a kid.
Yeah, but still.
Yeah, well, the only state she's legal in is Alabama.
Road trip.
Wow. All
Hey,
right.
I'm on this morning.
You're
I'm
on.
awake.
You're on. Yeah. All right. So some historical events that happened on July 25th, going all the way back to 1868. Wyoming became a U.S. territory. Wasn't a state yet, but it was a territory. Pete, this is kind of one up your technological alley.
Okay.
In 1920, telecommunications, the first transatlantic two-way radio broadcast took place.
Cool.
That is pretty neat. In 1946, Operation Crossroads. That was an atomic bomb was detonated underwater in a lagoon in Bikini Atoll.
Where?
Bikini Atoll?
Atoll.
Atoll?
It's an island.
It's a little island.
Never heard of it.
Yeah.
Atoll is an island surrounded by surrounding water.
Okay, I'm so not going with that.
No, it surrounds water. It surrounds a lagoon. That's why
Yes.
it's called an atoll.
Got it.
And everybody wears bikinis? I mean,
Yes.
what is that?
Yeah, it's a two-piece place.
It's the name of the island. Actually, it created a hole 2 miles. They said it's a possibly. They don't know how deep the hole actually is.
I'm not going there.
Wow. This is supposed to be PG-13.
Not anymore.
Not anymore. We sunk that rating
More
down.
dead air.
All right, Pete, you may want to do your disclaimer now. These are just the opinions of.
The views expressed by the host during the monologue are those solely of their own, not those of Westfield State University,
Yeah.
Whatever.
the radio club, our underwriters, or everybody
all right.
else.
Thank you. All right, there we go. Now we're covered.
I try to behave, but I can't promise.
Yeah, how's that going to work for you? All right, still in 1946, at the Club 500 in Atlantic City, New Jersey, Dean Martin and Jerry Lewis staged their first show together as a comedy team.
I love them. They were good.
But 46. That was right. That was when
No,
the
I wasn't born yet.
that was when the bikini blew up.
Kitty Island.
Yeah. Yeah. All right, so going fast forward to 1956, 45 miles south of Nantucket Island, The Italian ocean liner SS Andrea Doria collided with the MS Stockholm in heavy fog and sinks the next day, killing 51 people.
Wow.
And then in 1976, the Viking program, Viking 1, takes the famous Face on Mars photograph.
I remember that.
Yeah.
Now they found a Star Trek insignia on
I
it.
saw that. That's cool.
You're really
It's one
buying
of the
that?
one of the sand dunes looks like the Star Trek insignia.
Well, you know what that was? That's Captain Giorgio, and she's walking around. She's trying to get picked up.
Gotcha.
If you saw the first episode of Discovery, you know what I'm
No.
talking about.
I
Mars.
only watched the real Star Trek, which is
Oh.
the original.
Yeah, that is the good stuff. All right, so in 2010, we had WikiLeaks actually publish classified documents about the war in Afghanistan, and it was one of the largest leaks in U.S. military history.
What did
Yeah,
they-
and the guy that leaked it to him is now a she and currently got paroled, right?
Yeah, I'm not sure what he's. Yeah, he's in deep.
What was
And
leaked?
last I knew was running for congressional office in some state.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Look.
Okay.
What did he leak? I don't remember that.
He leaked wikis.
No, he didn't.
No, it was a lot of documents
yeah.
relating on why we went to war and
Yeah,
things
with
like that.
it was all about Afghanistan.
But wouldn't that be public knowledge anyway?
No.
No,
It was classified material.
Classified. No stuff.
Okay.
So, all right, Pete, cue up to Maryland. This
Here
is the
we
best part.
go.
This is the good stuff.
This is the good stuff.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Mr. President. Happy birthday to you.
Oh, that still hurts every time.
And Pete, I want to thank you for shutting off Lynn's microphone at that point.
I shut them all off.
I know, but I was just pointing out hers.
Equal opportunity.
Yep. Yeah, so we
Man.
can listen to that in peace. All right, so celebrity births today. Going back to 1923. Estelle Getty was born. American actress. Do you know who she is?
Yeah,
Yep.
she's from the Golden Girls.
Yeah, that was the mother. You know, a stupid point of trivia, she was the youngest of the four of
She
them.
was.
Yes, she was, yeah.
And her character was the oldest. She passed away in 2008. 1967, Mr. Matt LeBlanc was born. American actor and producer.
1987, you said?
No, 67.
67.
Sorry.
I was like,
67.
holy crap.
Yeah, he's youngin'.
He was on Friends.
Yeah, he was
Older
on
than I am.
Friends, and he was actually. I don't know if you ever saw the remake of Lost in Space, the
Yeah,
movie.
he was the
He was
pilot.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and
I have that.
yeah, that was pretty cool.
That's
I
good.
do. I like that movie. So those.
Wait a minute, hold on. He's also the current host of something that well,
Oh,
I used
yeah,
to
the
like.
some car show.
Mm-hmm.
British. I don't know. They jalopy racing or some nonsense.
On this edition, Joey races some cars.
Yeah. Okay.
I go for a test drive of a Lamborghini. And Rob drives his truck over everything he can find.
There we go. There we go.
But you gotta have the closer here, ready? In 3, 2, 1. An American's hosting BBC's Top Gear.
Hey, you know the other
Because the
thing?
original host all got canned.
One of the you know how we start off the shows with a different theme.
Yes.
I am gonna have to find the remake of Lost in Space. The theme song for that is awesome.
Oh, okay.
They
cool.
took the original theme and did it with like electric guitars.
Yeah, it was good.
And the guy is just like, I saw the video for it. You got to see this guitar player playing this song.
Okay.
He is just ripping into this, and it sounds phenomenal. So, speaking of ripping in, that's it for your birthdays. There weren't really any deaths today that I brought to the table, which is a good thing. So, we're just a happy sort of a day.
But the day is young.
The day is young yet. So, yes. So, let's break into our first song. And this is a nice little short one, but good one. And we got some ZZ Top, which is always a good thing. And we're going to play a little tush for you. So you're listening to the Bobby G and Company Show.
I've been up, I've been down.
Underwriting for the community programming of WSKB is provided by the Boys and Girls Club of Greater Westfield, serving the youth of the Whip City and surrounding communities since 1969. For more information on the Great Futures Club for ages 3 to 5, happening weekdays, and the Club Teen Center for ages 11 and older, weekdays from 6:30 till 8 p.m., go online at bcgwestfield.org or visit the club at 28 West Silver Street. The Boys and Girls Club of Greater Westfield. Great futures start here. Underwriting support for the community programming of WSKB is provided by the Greater Westfield Chamber of Commerce, the voice of business for the Greater Westfield communities. Informing, educating, advocating, the Chamber provides opportunities for members to make meaningful connections on local, regional, and state levels. For more information on the Chamber's many events, workshops, and programs, as well as the benefits of membership, visit westfieldbiz.org. The Chamber focuses on the most important economy, yours.
It's Tuesday morning from 6 till 8. Wow, it's Tuesday with Bob Plass.
Community Radio.
89.5 WSKB. Live from the campus of Westfield State University, this is 89.5 FM WSKB Westfield.
Hey, good morning once again, everybody. It's Bobby Goff, and you're listening to Bobby G and Company Show. And we are going to move right along here today because we've got our guest already here, and I want to get talking to her. So without any further ado, let's jump right into some Frankie. Sing it, Lynn.
Way down among Brazilians.
No.
You
can't just throw that at me.
So they've got
Can't just do it? No? Okay.
Sorry.
All right, so this is the Keurig segment, as I call it, designed to make you the smartest person at the office Keurig machine. And as I always say, if your boss doesn't have one, make him get one. So, all right.
Good luck with that.
I know, hey, you got to give him something to go work for.
Right.
All right. I didn't know this, Pete. Maybe this is news to you, maybe not. 11%, it's estimated, of the world is left-handed.
Okay.
So, okay.
That's not a dominant gene. Gotcha.
No. And I thought
Lefties unite.
I thought this one was kind of interesting and kind of a tickle my funny bone a little bit. Did you know in the state of Massachusetts, if you get caught eating peanuts in church, you can be jailed for up to 1 year?
Is that a Puritan thing?
Yeah, it's still on the books.
We have all kinds of laws. That's why I say, somebody should just go back and clean up all those stupid laws that are still there. That never will ever get enforced.
Yep.
Ever. It'd make the law books about 300 pages less.
Yeah. Well, there's the answer. If you go to church and the seats are all taken, just hand out bags of planters and you can have them all arrested.
Then you could be the peanut police.
Maybe if you're Puritan.
Hey,
Come on, that was
boy.
funny.
All right, so having never seen this movie, the only claim that I know of it was this, and now to find out it's a falsehood.
Really?
For the movie Casablanca, Humphrey Bogart never said, "Play it again, Sam."
No, another character did.
That was not a line he ever put in the movie, and yet everybody always assumes, that was it.
Yeah, I thought some other character said that, right?
It didn't say.
Didn't he say the line, like, all the gin joints and something or other?
I never saw the
That was
movie.
his line. Oh, you never saw the movie?
No, I don't get out much.
So good.
Yeah.
So good.
Well, no, that's what we got there for the Keurig facts. So when you're walking around telling your boss he needs to get you a Keurig, you just say, "Hey, did you know that 11% of the people are left-handed?" Maybe that'll impress him.
Ask him for peanuts while you're at
Ask him for peanuts. We don't have anything with this, Pete.
I pulled some up on my phone.
Yep, look at that. He just.
I got some on my phone.
Oh, you got something on your
I got
phone?
some on my phone.
Oh, ad-libbing. Okay, all right, go ahead, Pete.
Ad-libbing. Go ahead. I'm not guaranteeing that these are going to be good. I'm just reading them off my cell phone because a certain someone didn't give me a date.
Oh, you are.
That's all I got to say. Okay. Really? Oh, man. Not you two. All right, so we've got a early family reunion at the Springfield Armory National Historic
Site, yeah. The Armory Museum.
Yeah, we always have our family
Right.
reunions there.
It's a reunion for different branches Really?
That was for
That
Bobby.
was for me. That was for me.
Yeah, that was for
Okay.
him.
All right.
He's sticking up for you.
All right, so I'm just reading these off my phone, so bear with me here. So that's a family reunion. There's also a Blue Sox versus the Waves in Holyoke. That's at 6:35. Aaron Bear at Fort Hill Brewery. That's in East Hampton. That's at 5 o'clock.
I got better music for her thing,
You do? What do you got?
Oh, I like it. That works. All right, there's something else here in Amherst called the Bless Fest. I have no idea what it's about, but it's Thursday, July 25th through Sunday the 28th.
I like that, Pete. We're going to have to keep that music.
Yeah, that's good music.
I'll tell you the title in the break.
Okay.
All right, the Fountain Park in Wilbraham has the Jeff Holmes Big Band. That's part of their summer concert series. Oh, you're going to love this one.
What is it?
This is
Quick,
the-
is it a Subaru festival?
In East Hampton.
Is there armpit hair competitions?
I am so going to hurt you later. It's the East Hampton Stitch and Bitch Society weekly meeting.
Yeah, I'm the president. I know that was there, yeah.
And you're a member. You're not just the president.
Yes, I'm not
Remember
just
that.
a member. I'm the president.
I'm also a client.
Yes.
Client.
Yes.
Okay.
I wonder if they'll be talking about the local Burger Kings with their cheese controversy. Pretty sure they will be. Did you know, Terry, you cannot get cheese on a Whopper?
Are you
For the-
still
I
complaining
did not.
about that?
Damn straight, I don't have my cheese yet. If
Okay.
you go and get the 2 for $6, if you want cheese, it's $6 a burger.
That was last
That's
week.
expensive cheese.
Okay, that was last week.
No,
bitch.
this is
Move
actually
on.
going to be broadcast on the 25th, so it was last month.
Okay, whatever.
Okay, so get your...
All right, I have one more, and it's kind of interesting. I actually
okay.
might want to go to this. On the 25th of July, the Art and Science Behind Healing Crystals. Springfield Museum from 10 to 11:30.
Springfield Museums does
Yeah.
a tremendous presentation program series.
Yeah, that would be fun to check out.
I don't know who's actually doing that, but Jenny Powers is a good friend of ours, and she's usually involved in all kinds of stuff that for that library, for the museum, and yeah,
Yeah, it looks
well
pretty
worth
cool.
well worth checking out anything that they do.
Yeah, cleansing your crystals, recharging them.
I hate dirty crystal.
I can't even deal with you today. It doesn't say who's doing it. It's just that it's at the museum from 10 to 11:30.
Yeah, it's only a 90-minute program.
Yeah, it
That's
doesn't
awesome.
say anything about a charge or.
Yeah,
But
Well, I know-
anything there is worth checking out.
Even,
It's such
you know,
a great place.
Hope has developed an interest in crystals and pendulums and stuff like that.
Yeah, we went to that class
And-
together.
yeah.
Her and I.
So that might be something that maybe the two of you guys can go and check out.
Oh, here it is.
Oh, you got it. Here
Yep.
it came up.
The cost is $45 if you're not a member,
Yep.
or if you're a member of the museum, it's $38.
Okay.
You know, something like that might be worth it.
Yeah, talk to the wife. She may want to tag along with you on that one.
The instructor is called the Grounded Good Wife. That's what the instructor's name is.
Okay.
Is that, Pete, would we call that the contradiction in terms? I'm just saying.
All right.
All right, I'm going to get hit.
I'm good.
All right,
So
you're good.
there
No
you go.
more. No
There's your
more.
events.
So, Pete, what was that song?
I can't tell you.
You can't tell me. Okay.
It's a surprise.
It's a surprise. All right. Well, let's jump into another song, and then when we come back, we're going to be introducing Terry and talking about
I know,
her
she can't
organization. I know she's
So excited.
Yeah, you got her.
She's been sitting here chuckling. You two knuckleheads.
Oh, that's all part of the experience.
Yes, exactly.
So the next song is, and again, some of these songs really you wouldn't think are songs that I would like or music that I would necessarily play. But this is Alana Miles, and just a song that I always loved. It's Black Velvet. You're listening to the Bobby G and Company show.
Mississippi, in the middle of the dry
Underwriting is brought to you by Boise Cascade Distribution, providing products and services needed for building material dealers, home improvement centers, and industrial customers. They offer everything from engineered wood and plywood to Drex decking and railing, James Hardy siding, and Advantech subfloor. Located at 33 Fowler Street Extension in Westfield and on the web at bc.com, they are committed to providing quality products, great service, convenience, and value.
Support for the community programming of WSKB is provided by Bay State Dental. Comprehensive dentistry at 14 convenient locations in Springfield, Chicopee, Longmeadow, West Springfield, Belchertown, East Longmeadow, Ludlow, Northampton, Greenfield, and Wilbraham, as well as 29 Broad Street in Westfield. Bay State Dental makes it a priority to help you achieve and maintain the healthy smile you deserve. On the web at baystatedental.com.
It's Tuesday morning from 6 till 8. Wow, it's Tuesday with Bob Plass.
Community Radio.
89.5 WSKB.
Live from the campus of Westfield State University, this is 89.5 FM, WSKB, Westfield.
Hey, good morning once again, everybody. This is Bobby Goff, and you're listening to the Bobby G and Company show. And you know what? This week, we got off on a tangent way too early. And
it's what we do.
It is. It is what we do, and that's probably one of the funnier parts of this. But I always like to introduce and to say hi to my company end of things. So, Little Brian, welcome. One of my lead investigators with Agawam Paranormal, good friend.
I'm so happy to be here.
Yeah. Okay.
And now for something completely different.
Yes. And as always, we got Mr. Pete Collins is with us. Pete, good morning to you.
Good morning.
He's got his little fan section over here.
That's right.
Cool.
Thank you.
Thank
you very much.
Nice.
Thank you very much.
That was my golf clap.
Ooh, okay.
And
Lynn's mic will be fading away.
There we go. And just last week, so we got a golf clap, and you already have a parade wave.
I do.
That
was fun.
You had that going, so we were...
Yeah, the parade was awesome.
The parade was a lot of fun. It was a good time. It was actually, Pete, there was quite a few people there.
I know. I told you it's
really
it's
cool.
grown steadily over the years. The Hampton Ponds Parade has.
But I think next year we should literally do a float. I think we should.
They're
going
to tow us on a trailer next year, so.
Oh, but we could decorate it.
Okay.
Yeah. That would be fun.
Oh.
You'll be in charge of that.
Okay.
Yes.
I'm good with that. But we need a banner because nobody knew who we were.
Well, I'm going to make a Channel 15 banner for next year. So.
Okay. Right.
Well, we're in good with the graphics arts department here at the Technical Academy.
Yes.
No, you are.
So.
I'm not. I get shot at from up above.
Shot at from up above.
Yeah.
Those are pigeons flying by, just so you know. And that's a whole.
That's only Mike. He graduated.
Yeah.
Oh, he did?
Yes, he's done.
Okay. So I don't have to.
I get what you. I get what you're talking about.
Thing.
Yeah, I had no idea what you were talking about. Although, Pete, that's a pretty good one too. We could do a pigeon flyby and have Lynn just kind of looking up.
Oh my God! I thought they could fly.
That's funny. Fly, be free. I don't know. We can definitely have.
Moving
on. How many
Moving
people get that reference?
I don't know.
Yeah.
One, maybe two.
Anyway,
that's about it.
Yes,
but anyway,
it was fun. It was nice to see so many people out and the kids and they were diving for candy. That was kind of cool to watch. And
yeah, you were kind of evil with that, throwing it in front of the car. I mean, that really was mean.
Well, they want the candy.
And we had the driver had the blinders on, so he couldn't see right. and left, and
I knew what I was doing.
I'm telling you, but Pete played some pretty good music that
he did.
That
had
afternoon.
some awesome, except for Bruce Springsteen. I could have done without that one.
Really?
People like that song.
I'm not
I know.
a fan.
I know it was a protest song, but
Well,
it's still
no,
people.
No, I just
yeah.
the song was okay. I just don't like him.
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
like his music. And for no reason. It's just not my thing.
Well, most people do. So
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So you're in a minority there. So
Obviously.
But the thing that I thought was pretty cool was the theme from 1941, John Belushi movie. That you played that twice, I think.
yeah, I played it. Well, I played it at the very beginning and kind of at the end. So
Yeah. So the people didn't hear it twice, but yeah, that's definitely it's definitely a good parade song.
it's a good march.
Yeah, exactly. But one thing, and here's a suggestion for you, Pete. We had the guy that came up to us while we were still in a parking lot, placing the order of everybody.
Yep.
You know what would have been a good idea, and it's something maybe that they could do next year and following, subsequent parades. If we're going to be the first car,
Yes.
and the only one in front of us is the cruiser, making sure there's nobody in the road. And we're playing the music. You had those massive speakers going. Okay, while we're doing the parade route, that was perfect. But when we got down to the end, you had me hooked up with a mic. It would have been cool if they had given us a list in the order that these people were coming.
That's a good idea.
And I could have announced it. Because I was chomping at the bit when the Vietnam veterans were walking up. I wanted to introduce them. And I didn't
that's
know
a great idea,
I
actually.
didn't know enough of the details or anything about, each
Marching unit.
Yeah. And it was like I was like, oh my God, this is such a wasted space.
I'll tell Cheryl that.
This
next
is
year.
something that, just give me the paper. We're the first ones. We pulled off to the side because you were still playing the music. All the rest of the marching units were still going right by us.
Yeah,
and
sure.
That's where your biggest concentration of the audience was right there at the end. They were on both sides of the streets en masse. And, I think it just would have been really cool to say, yes, this is this group coming forward and, whatever, and representing the town of Westfield or, whatever the case may be.
Yeah, sure, yeah. No, I agree with you 100%.
I thought that would have been really cool. And the other thing I didn't do that I was really wanting to, in a half sort of a way, I went to go get my face painted.
I could have done that for
What?
you.
I did. They had that booth that was right there. They had a tent that was in front of the what is that building that we parked at?
The Hampton Ponds Association building.
Okay, right in front of there, they had a 10-foot tent that was free face painting, and I knew I was going from there to a picnic with the 2-year-old Twister of Terror, and I thought that would be the funniest thing that she would get a big kick out of, and but it was gone when I ended up finally getting around to it. You kept trying to hand me beer after beer after beer.
Yeah, and you didn't take any.
I didn't take one. No, I did
but
not.
Pete drank with me.
Pete drank with you.
You did?
Yeah.
I had one
Party.
beer, yep.
Yeah. So it was a good time. I was very honored, Pete, that you would ask us to be a part of it. And, it was really very humbling to see all these people on the side of the road waving to them and, wishing them a happy 4th of July and a safe one and all that stuff. And it was really a cool experience.
Yep.
I've never done that before.
It was.
So, again, I want to thank everybody who was involved with that. And I realize that this is being played on the 25th, but for us, this was just a couple of days ago that we did this. And so that is what it is. But anyway, enough of that. So let's move forward. Joining us is the president of an organization called No More Silence. And I'm going to let her talk about that in just a moment. But this is Miss, soon to be Mrs. It's currently Terry McNulty, and I don't know what the new married name is going to be, but Tracy. So it's going to be Terry Tracy. Okay, that works.
Double T.
And
that,
yeah,
Terry Tracy.
Yeah, that kind of rolls off the tongue. Actually,
That's a good radio name.
Yeah, they're getting married next month.
Wow, cool. So how's that going? I know you've been really busy with all kinds of stuff for the wedding.
It's going well. The motorcycle run is sooner, so we're
So you're
focusing
concentrating
on that
that
right now, and then
Yep.
moving into the final steps of the wedding.
So now this is going to play, what is it, a couple of days? Because I believe your motorcycle is on the
July 27th.
7th. That's a Saturday. So this is going to play 2 days before that. So first of all, let's start off by, who are you? Tell me about yourself, your organization, your involvement in that, and, that sort of a thing. Then we'll break into the motorcycle thing in a little bit.
Okay. No More Silence was started in 2017 after I was volunteering with AFSP for the Out of the Darkness Walk for suicide prevention.
Okay.
And I was on the walk committee, so the director had wanted to put together some sort of motorcycle run. They'd never done it. They wanted to put one together in this area.
Mm-hmm.
So she asked me to take the lead on it, and I went home and talked to my then boyfriend, my now fiance, and we decided we would go ahead with it, and we knew nothing about it at all. He didn't have a motorcycle at the time. We just kind of jumped in and reached out to our friends and got it off the ground and went from there. And after that, we decided that that made a difference that we didn't realize. So we decided to become a corporation on our own.
Okay.
And we filed all the paperwork with the state of Massachusetts to become a nonprofit. And when that was approved, we then started all the longer process of becoming a 501c3 nonprofit organization, mainly for the purpose of suicide loss survivor support and suicide awareness. I lost my brother in November of 2013 to suicide.
Okay.
And my fiance lost his brother in November of 2007 to suicide.
Wow.
So it's very near to us, and that's...
Yeah, it's a personal thing for you
It's
guys.
very personal. I also lost my uncle in October of 2007.
Okay.
And he lost a cousin. I know it was in July. I don't remember the year.
So you actually just like picked up the ball and ran with this. This is 100% you.
Correct. Myself and Dan.
Yeah. And Dan's your fiance.
Dan's my fiance.
Okay. So where did you envision this going? I mean, what's your goal with this organization?
Our goal is really to just make sure that people locally know that there's other people like them out there.
Yeah.
It's a really hard cause to talk about, especially when you're personally affected by it.
Sure.
And I found that the support groups and everything that they do have for lost survivors wasn't for me, because I'm not the most open when I don't know somebody to be able to share. So Dan and I were talking, and we were trying to figure out what could we do to just make a difference. And we realized that just listening and just talking to people, letting them know that we understand exactly what they're going through.
Huh. Okay.
So we
So you do events. Do you guys have like meetings and stuff like that too, or?
We normally have meetings.
When somebody's not getting married.
When there's not a wedding also happening, we have
okay.
a lot more meetings. And we had a very good committee when we first started. Lynn is actually on our committee. And
proudly.
A few people have, since disappeared a little, so we don't really have as many people. We are looking for volunteers to work with our organization. And we're trying to get a few more programs off the ground. We have a Facebook page that we started, an online support group for people to, if they've been affected by a suicide loss, they can answer a few questions and join the group, where it's just casual for people to maybe share how they're feeling that day, for someone else to, reach out to them or talk to them.
No, this may be a totally stupid question, and there's a reason that I ask this. Is it like common for people around a potential suicide victim to have no clue that this is actually going through their head?
That is, from my experience, that is 100% correct. I can speak from my brother, and he had his issues, but never did we think that he would take his life.
Yes, I mean, I have no direct experience with suicide victims. Nobody in my family or very close to me. But I have had several friends that over the years have committed suicide. Two of them I've known since grade school. Mm-hmm. And, you looked at them, and the outward appearance was, they had all their ducks in a row. This just wasn't even something you would, somebody said this to you that, this person is suicidal. You'd be like, come on, you're nuts. Mm-hmm. There was no, and I don't know by any stretch of the imagination what the true signs are for somebody that's in this state of mind, but you looked at them and there was no real difference in their personality until after the fact you realized, well, gee, maybe there was something I missed, but there was no warning that I saw anyway, no warning signs.
And that's my experience also. Were happy, they were living their life, they were working every day, everything was fine. They, had smiles on their faces in all the pictures.
Yeah, exactly.
And you just don't know what somebody's going through.
Yeah, they wear a nice mask.
Correct.
And you don't know what's going on in their heart. I don't know what you want me to divulge with you. I don't want you crying your eyes out on the air. Yeah. But you got involved with this, Lynn, because of your brother.
Yep, my baby brother. He took his own life it was a year in May. And, they say everything happens for a reason. And for the longest time, I couldn't really figure out what the reason was, except that he was in a lot of pain. He suffered from depression. He was abusing drugs. He had been arrested a couple of times. And the day that he did it, he actually had gotten arrested again. And none of us knew this until after the fact. And he left a note that said he refused to go back to jail, that this is why he was doing what he did.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, we didn't, there are certain things you just don't enjoy talking about.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
And so,
this is a very serious topic, which is why, I'm not busting any chops or anything like that. But, yeah, your brother Keith was a great guy. I mean, I was a friend of him, and I would just, when you told me about it, I was floored. I was like, again, no, to me, I mean, and I didn't see your brother every day. We only saw him when, mostly when I was over at your house for a family function. If you had a picnic or something like that, I'd always sit with him, and
he was so intelligent and so funny and personable.
One of the smartest guys I've ever known.
Oh, yeah. My brother was
book smarts up there.
Professional student. He just continued to go to college year after year after year because he just had high hopes on.
He always wanted to learn something new.
Yeah, that was really how Keith was. He never could get enough information because he loved being somewhere and having people talking about any kind of an issue and getting involved in their conversation.
Yeah.
Like we'd go to parties and everybody would just congregate around him. He was always the life of the party, and I think a lot of it was because he knew so much.
Well, it was weird because he had a very, I guess, different personality. He had an awful lot of knowledge.
Yeah.
But he didn't come off as a know-it-all.
Oh, not at all. Not at all.
And he was somebody that, like you said, seamlessly could be included into a conversation about anything.
Yeah.
And not take over the conversation, but actually enhance it.
Yeah.
And there's not many people that do that.
No, he was very laid back, just, not about himself, about everybody else. And I think that's why this was such a kick in the head because, I mean, when he was at his worst, a couple of times he would say to us, I'm just going to kill myself. If you're not going to help me, this is what I'm going to do. And, we'd try to help him and he'd push us away. So it's like, why would you say that? And then when we come to help you, you don't want the help. It just made no sense. And he did that a couple of times, and then it sort of subsided. But when he actually did it, it was such a shocker, so blindsided, because we thought he was doing better. Because like Terry said, they put up a mask, and you don't really know. And we didn't know about the arrest that day until after the fact.
Yeah.
So we had no idea when it happened, why he did what he did. It was just, you just have no idea the pain unless you've been through it, or you don't even have to be related to the person, just a friend, a coworker.
Yeah.
I think it affects you for the rest of your life. And I mean, if you have to look at a silver lining in this dark cloud, for me, one of the nicest things that came out of this tragedy was that I got to meet Terry and Dan, who are now like part of our family. Such wonderful people, what they do for other people. They never put themselves first. And I think it's one of the things that me personally drew me to them, because I met them about a week and a half after my brother took his life. And I had gone to a bike night. They had their booths set up for their bike run. And the minute I saw their sign, I was like drawn to the booth. Like I couldn't get there fast enough because I needed to talk to somebody about what had just happened to me.
Yeah.
And I think we've been friends ever since.
I think we have.
Like I was so grateful. Like you were meant to be there that night for me. That's just how I felt. And I'm sure you weren't, but that's just how I felt. Just talking to you that night. Not made sense of what happened, but I felt afterwards like, okay, this is what I'm meant to do. You know, if you have to look for a silver lining, if there even is one, that's, for me, that was what came out of it. Like it sucked that it happened, but it brought me to you guys so that maybe we can help other people, maybe not stop it from happening, but help them deal with how the people left behind feel, because it's a horrible, horrible thing.
Yeah.
I can't even begin to explain.
So would you say it kind of helped you get some closure, and maybe even from what I'm hearing, gave you a much more stronger sense of purpose?
Yeah, it gave me a purpose to help other people who have dealt with this and unfortunately will deal with this, that now there's a wonderful place for you to go and get some help.
Yeah.
Because I tell you feel like you're drowning when it happens. You've got nobody to talk to but your family who are feeling the same way you are.
Sure.
And, you know, a lot of people don't want to talk about it. So, you know, if some of your friends kind of go, oh, I'm sorry to hear that, and they beeline in the other direction.
Well, nobody knows what to say.
Exactly.
And
People
you know,
don't know how to deal with it. So you really feel very alone. So it's nice when you can talk to people who feel like you feel.
Yeah.
It's huge. You can't even, you know.
Because I know even from my own, when you told me about Keith, if I hadn't known you so well, I don't think I would have been able to even open up to you. You know, and that was just, because to me, that stuff comes out sounding corny and almost like fake. It's like rehearsed. But yet, you and I have been close friends for so long that, you know, and actually knowing your brother, it was like, no, this is the way I see it. This is the way I feel about it. Yeah. And I didn't bring it up. I didn't, in other words, I can't recite it, but I actually wrote a prayer for your brother, if you remember. And you called me and you were in tears because I actually posted that on social media. That, you know, something about, I don't even remember what it was, but it was like, I just sat there and I started typing and it all like came out and it was like, wow, where the hell did this come from? And, you know, it was almost like something was guiding my fingers to put the words on the computer screen to put on social media. I'm going to have to look it up.
Yeah, please resend it, because I think at that point, everything is just a blur.
Yeah.
And, you know, I'm sure that's exactly what it did to me, because, you know, a year and a half later, it's still so raw.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, definitely.
But, yeah, I'd love to have that.
Yeah, I'll have to look that up.
I don't remember.
Well, let's, I mean, this is, like I said, you know, very, very serious topic. So let me break into a song, and then when we come back, Terry, I want to talk to you some more about what you've got coming up for events. Okay. You've got the motorcycle event that's coming up from this broadcast in 2 days.
Correct.
So I want to talk about that, and also find out a little later on what's in your future with this organization, where you guys are planning on going.
Okay, great.
So let's break into our weekly Floyd Fix. And this is a relatively short Floyd song. Most of them are 6 minutes, which is okay with me. This one's only 3. But anyway, so we're going to break into the Floyd Fix, and this is In the Flesh. And you're listening to the Bobby G and Company Show.
space cadet clone. Tell me, is something eluding you, sunshine? Is this not what you expected to see? If you wanna find out what's behind these cold eyes, you'll just have to claw your way through this disguise.
Support for the community programming of WSKB is provided by Comcast and Xfinity.com, offering Xfinity TV, Internet, home phone, and home security services. Information on all that Xfinity has to offer in the Westfield area is available online at Xfinity.com. Support for the community programming of WSKB is provided by Bay State Dental. Comprehensive dentistry at 14 convenient locations in Springfield, Chicopee, Longmeadow, West Springfield, Belchertown, East Longmeadow, Ludlow, Northampton, Greenfield, and Wilbraham, as well as 29 Broad Street in Westfield. Bay State Dental makes it a priority to help you achieve and maintain the healthy smile you deserve. On the web at baystatedental.com.
It's Tuesday morning from 6 till 8. Wow, it's Tuesday with Bob Plass.
Community Radio.
89.5 WSKB. Live from the campus of Westfield State University, this is 89.5 FM WSKB Westfield.
Hey, good morning once again, folks. This is Bobby Goff, and you're listening to Bobby G and Company Show. And with us today is Terry from No More Silence. And we've been talking about what got her interested and involved in this. And you guys have a big event coming up.
We do.
In 2 days.
Correct.
So what is that? Tell me about that. That's exciting.
It is our third annual No More Silence motorcycle run.
Okay.
We are actually this year being hosted by the Still Bar and Grill in Agawam.
Oh.
We're going to start our run and end our run there.
Nice.
They're providing a breakfast buffet for the riders, and there will be Shovelhead is playing in the afternoon, and raffles and food and vendors and.
Nice.
I don't know the exact route. My fiance is working on that currently.
Okay.
I know. I can't wait.
Working with the police departments to get the correct blocking and everything. And,
Sure.
We're just.
Now, this is you said your third annual?
It's our third annual. Our first was in 2017.
Yep.
And that was the first where we were just doing it as a fundraiser for our walk team.
Okay. So how many bikers are you expecting on this?
We don't know the exact number. Last year we had 64 bikes.
Wow.
So this year we're hoping for more, or at least the same amount.
Yeah.
Like we said, it's been a crazy year as far as, our own personal stuff going on. So
sure.
We've done the best we could with putting this together in the midst of all that. So
So now this is a fundraiser for the organization as well?
It's a fundraiser for the organization, which we give back. We started a tree program last year. We do a memorial tree donation program.
Okay.
Last year we selected 2 families that we donated trees to in memory of their lost loved ones.
Okay.
We are carrying that forward this year, and we will present more trees or bushes. We haven't quite figured out what we're going to present. We want something that will plant and grow well.
All right.
We kind of learned from our trees last year that.
But it's all in memory of.
In memory of the the lost loved one. So
Okay.
it could go to a mother, it could go to a friend if that's how we know of the person with the loss.
So now you say this is starting at the Still.
It is.
So Joe Biker, just hearing about this on WSKB 89.5 or Channel 15. Okay, Pete, I got those plugs in for you. They're hearing about this for the very first time. This ride is in 2 days.
Correct.
Is this something that Joe Biker could show up at the Still
Yes.
and pay, here's my entry fee, I want to be a part of this. I
Yes.
want to be a part of history.
They could show up at 10:30.
10:30.
Registration starts at 10:30. Kickstands up are at noon.
Okay.
And the after party starts around 1 o'clock when the bikers get back, or probably before that a little bit.
Now, the Still, now, that's in, obviously in Agawam.
It's on Springfield.
It's on Springfield Street. It's moved recently.
Correct. It's
So if you know where the Walgreens is right on Springfield Street, it's across the street from that. Where the old, for those of you in Agawam or know it, the old Food Mart area is where the Still is, right in that corner. And I think it was a YMCA or something like that for a brief period or something. But anyway, that's where it is. So they're meeting there at 10:30 in the morning.
They're at 10:30. Again, there will be people directing them where to park. They just can enjoy breakfast, and we'll have a DJ in the morning just playing some music to kind of get the morning started. And
Okay.
kickstands will go up at noontime, and they'll head off on, I don't know the exact mileage, but I know it's about an hour ride.
Oh, nice.
They'll be going.
So this is substantial. This isn't just like 2 laps around a parking lot.
Correct. They go through. I don't want to be quoted because I don't do the run. So it's
Yeah.
starting in Agawam. They'll go through Southwick. They have a brief time in Suffield, coming back through
Okay.
Southwick and Agawam and everything back to the Still. So I don't know.
No, are there festivities at the Still after
There
the
is.
event?
We have a live band. We have raffles. There will be food. And we have vendors that will also be set up, informational and vendors that will be selling.
Now, you said Shovelhead's going to be there.
Shovelhead will be there, correct.
Now, Shovelhead, I haven't met these guys yet. Because we're taping these shows, I'm actually taping the show with Shovelhead this evening.
Okay.
It's going to be played the week before yours. So I'm taping it after you to be played before you. Well, okay, yeah, that's a Twilight Zone episode here somewhere. Yeah. So I'm really curious because, I mean, Lynn really talks these guys up, loves their music. So I'm really excited to meet these guys and have them on. So from what I'm hearing, it's going to be a phenomenal show.
It certainly will be.
So now, okay, Joe Biker shows up. What's it going to cost him to enter into the event?
If he's riding as a rider, it will
Yes.
cost him $20, and that will also include the after party, the food, enjoying the music.
So that's worth it even if you're not riding.
If you're not riding,
For
it's only
$20,
$10.
it's only 10. I mean,
For
it's
the
a
after
bargain for
party.
20.
Correct.
So if you're not a rider, $10 gets you in the door. You get to enjoy Shovelhead's concert. The Still. I mean, Lynn, you've been there. I haven't been to the new Still yet.
It's awesome.
It's beautiful.
It is?
So good.
I mean, I bet.
Yeah.
The old Still, I had been there many times over the years.
Oh, yeah.
We always had a thing where we took the kids when they turned 21, and that was just where we always went. Well, it used to be Bobby's and all that.
Oh, yeah.
And we always had a deal where you match me drink for drink until you fall under the table. And then we go home and Hope would make steak and eggs, and everybody would eat and be totally pie-eyed. And that was the one time that we let my wife drive.
Oh, God.
Because I was too drunk to know that she was driving, so it was good. That was good. Because I don't, you know me, Lynn, you've known me for many years. I don't think you've ever seen me drunk.
No.
And, I mean, you've been with me drinking.
Oh, yeah.
But I very, very
Never
rarely
drunk.
do I just, nope. But that's what we did when the kids turned of age. But the thing was, you had to drink what I drank.
Oh.
So we didn't do no sissy shots. There was no wine coolers or any of that stuff.
It was beer.
Oh, no. It was shots.
Just shots. That's
We
all
would
you
do-
drank all night was shots.
Mostly tequila.
Oh, that's my shot of choice.
And, yeah, me too. And we'd be playing darts. And you know Spanky, my buddy Greg.
Oh, yes.
Greg was, he's like a brother to me. Greg was always there for the 21st birthday parties at the bar. And, you know, whatever it was, we'd be drinking Jaeger, we'd be drinking tequila, but we'd be playing darts. Probably a beer in there somewhere just to quench the thirst. But the kid had to match me drink for drink.
Oh, boy.
And
So what's the most shots you've ever done?
Well, all right.
It's going to be a good one.
I used to hang around in Granby in my days of youth, and I was in my early 20s, and there was probably about 5 of us guys that hung around together, and like you, none of them had ever seen me drunk. So we were at one of my buddies' houses, and we were sitting around a table, and we were playing quarters, and it was for shots of tequila.
Lord.
Well, you get me with a little bit of a buzz, you do not want me playing quarters with you. I was sinking 20-something in a row. I would start with the person on my left and put him under the table, and then move my way counterclockwise around the table. I ended up being the only one left sitting at the table, and I had a buzz going. That was it. Then I just finished a bottle because the game was over.
So how many did you have?
I don't know, but about half a bottle.
No,
because we had several bottles. Yeah, don't play quarters with me.
Note to self: never do shots of tequila and play quarters with Rob.
Have you ever? And yeah, I am so digressing from the seriousness of this program.
I know.
Have you ever drank yourself sober?
Yes.
I hate that.
I know. It's like such a waste of money.
I've done that 2 or 3 times, and always with tequila. You go from having this killer awesome buzz to be like, oh my God, I got to start all over again.
I did that one night at Sturgis. We were in the saloon/casino, and I was drinking double margaritas.
Oh.
We had been riding all day.
I knew I liked you for a reason.
Oh, yeah, double margaritas. Now, I'm normally a beer, shots of tequila girl, but we had talked about margaritas all day while we were riding, and there was like 12 of us. It was so cool out there. And I said, all right, tonight, no beer. I'm going to drink margaritas. Well, my husband thought he'd be cute, and he was buying me double margaritas and didn't tell me until I was so shit-faced I could barely
Hey.
the hill. Oops,
Profanity. Sorry,
right,
Pete.
so
Another S-bomb there.
I was so wasted. How's that? Is that better?
It's better.
That I could barely get up and walk up the hill to go to our hotel because we were not on our bikes. That would have just been stupid.
Yeah.
So we got back up to the hotel, holding on to each other, walking up the big driveway, which is like, if you know my driveway, it's 100 feet of literally straight up.
Oh, yeah, you live on the top of a mountain.
Yeah. Well, this driveway up to the hotel was the same way. So we got up there. We all decided to keep drinking. So we sat outside on the patio. I had switched to beer. We drank and drank and drank. And it was like 4:30 in the morning. And all of a sudden, I'm sitting there and I'm going, all right, I am stone cold sober.
Yeah.
What a waste of money.
Yeah.
Oh, my God, that was terrible.
People look at you, it's like, you did what?
Yeah.
It's like, if you have never experienced that, you have no idea.
It's
you
the
literally go
weirdest
from
thing.
being the best buzz going to being totally, your blood alcohol still got to be through the
Sober.
roof, but you're totally cognitive.
Yeah, it's like your body just adjusts to all the
Something.
alcohol, sugar or something. And
I don't
it
know.
just says, okay,
but
you're
yeah,
not
I've done
drunk
that a
no
couple
more.
of times.
Yeah.
I hate that.
That was terrible.
So, all right. So let's, again, now we're going back into the
How do you recover
still.
from that?
Well, we got to go back to
I
the
know.
still. So we're going to try and get there.
So the still,
all right. So
still is awesome. The food is great. The people in there are great. It's a huge room. It's a huge improvement over where they've been. I'm very excited to have our ride there. I think they're going to do a kick-ass job.
no, Debbie's there, right?
Debbie
Our friend
is
Debbie.
there. Yep, she's
What is she?
Jimmy's. I think she is the server's manager, if I heard her correctly.
She's an awesome lady.
She is. Yeah, I was happy to see her there again. Yeah.
Because when she was you mentioned she used to be at Captain Jimmy's,
Mhm.
and she got a screw job there and left. And that's the only way to put it. And now finding out she's at the Still, we did a lot of functions at Captain Jimmy's through her, with Agawam Paranormal. And then when she left, the and I'm going to use the politically correct lady that took her place. Again, Lynn, you know me.
Yeah.
I am very, very slow to take offense. This woman pissed me off in less than 30 seconds.
She was not Debbie by any
And it was like, you're
unprofessional.
condescending and, looking down her nose. It's like, really?
Yeah, she didn't treat us very nice.
Yeah, and I decided that was the last function we were ever going to do there, which made EB's very happy because Carol at EB's loves it when we come in with 30 people. She always makes bank with the tips.
But it's nice to have an alternative.
And, we also have, don't forget, we've got now the Shortstop Bar and Grill right here in Westfield. We can go there, and they're more than willing to open up the red carpet treatment for us there. And now
try the still.
Potentially the still. I mean, we could throw that in there because we know what Debbie brings to the table.
Yes. Yeah.
And
let Debbie know ahead of time.
Exactly. So anybody going there for this event, ask for Debbie. Tell her that Bobby from Ag One Paranormal and Lynn sent you to see her personally. I want to inundate her. I want to have everybody there go in. Are you Debbie that Bobby and Lynn talk about? Oh my God, you must be like a goddess. Are you from Themyscira? That's where Wonder Woman's from. So I mean,
she's a good person.
She is, and she's genuinely a sweetheart. You know, and so anyway, so that's that. So one of the things that Terry, that we talked about from that you actually had a very hard time with, and I don't mind ratting you out with this. You found this to be the hardest thing, I think, of this whole concept of a radio interview. I told you had to pick out a song, and you were like texting me, "Oh my God, I can't think of one. What do I do?" And I'm dying laughing because you think that you're unique with that, but you're not. Literally almost every guest that we have has that as the hardest point, and I do that on purpose. There's a psychological element to that. If you're nervous about coming on the air and being interviewed, that kind of like pales in comparison to having to pick a song. It takes your mind off of it. And, all of a sudden...
It did until I got here this morning.
Yeah, nobody was here, when you were getting chased by the granite chuck. And
I was here before you.
I was behind 14 Subaru drivers on my way here.
Braiding their hair.
They had to hug every tree. Which, Terry, you might have even planted one or two of those trees that they were hugging. I don't know. But
thank you.
Thank you, Pete. All right, so what was your dedication that you picked, and what's the significance, if anything, to it?
Well, it took me some time yesterday, and I picked See You Again by Charlie Puth. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that correctly. And it's really just, for me, that song is for anyone who's going through a suicide loss, or any loss for that matter. This song hits home for me every time I hear it.
Mm-hmm.
Usually I cry every time I hear it. And I went through a lot of songs yesterday, and they didn't have the same effect. They were either just personal to my own loss, and this is more, it's for everyone. Everyone who knows what we go through.
This is definitely a perfect song for this.
I agree.
You could even use this as the theme song for, your organization.
I would tend to agree with that. I think that we could easily.
Yeah, it definitely fits.
We don't.
Well,
we do.
We do, but.
Well, yeah, and we're going to hear that. Well, actually, we're going to hear it tonight, but everybody else in the audience is going to hear it last week.
Great.
So, without any further ado, let's get into Charlie Puth with "See You Again."
It's been a long day without you, my friend, and I'll tell you all about it when I see you again. We've come a long way from where we began. Oh, I'll tell you all about it when I see you again. When I see you again. Why'd you have to leave so soon, yeah? Why'd you have to go? Why'd you have to leave me when I needed you the most? 'Cause I don't really know how to tell you without feeling much worse. I know you're in a better place, but it's always gonna hurt. Carry on. Give me all the strength I need to carry on. It's been a long day without you, my friend, and I'll tell you all about it when I see you again. We've come a long way from where we began. Oh, I'll tell you all about it when I see you again. When I see you again. Ooh. without you, I'm feeling so cold. I'll be waiting right here for you till the day you're home. Carry on, give me all the strength I need to carry on. So let the light guide your way. Yeah. Hold every memory as you go, and every road you take will always lead you home. Oh, it's been a long day without you, my friend, and I'll tell you all about it when I see you again. We've come a long way from where we began. Oh, I'll tell you all about it when I see you again. When I see you again. When I see you again, see you again. When I see you again.
Support for community radio on WSKB is provided by Betts Plumbing and Heating Supply Company, an independent, family-owned wholesaler serving Westfield for over 50 years, specializing in plumbing, heating, and industrial piping supplies. On the web at bettsplumbing.com or at 14 Coleman Avenue in Westfield. Support for the community programming of WSKB is provided by the Barnes & Noble College Bookstore in the Ely Campus Center, offering Westfield State t-shirts, sweatshirts, and gift merchandise, all of your academic needs, and offering textbook materials in new, used, ebook, and rental formats. Available at the bookstore on campus or online at westfieldstate.bncollege.com.
It's Tuesday morning from 6 till 8. Wow, it's Tuesday with Bob Plass.
Community Radio.
89.5 WSKB.
Live from the campus of Westfield State University, this is 89.5 FM, WSKB, Westfield.
Hey, good morning once again. It's Bobby Goff, and you're listening to Bobby G and Company. And we've got our guest, Terry McNulty, soon to be Terry Tracy.
Yay.
She's on here with us talking about her No More Silence organization, which is a suicide help group. But, you know, I've got a question. Pete, I'm going to put you on the spot, buddy.
Okay.
This is played on July 25th. Do I have my studio phone line installed yet?
Probably not.
Probably not.
Man.
Ah, man,
Wrong
you're killing
answer.
me. You're killing me. All right. So, getting back over to Terry. So, now your fiance Dan and yourself are getting married next month.
Yeah, August 17th.
August 17th. Now, are tickets available for that? $20?
They're not, no.
You listen to the band, and you got a little buffet. You get to catch the flowers or any of that? No?
No, I mean, they can look in the windows, but that's about it.
I'll be inside.
Yeah.
Yeah. You'll be inside. All right.
I'll be inside.
All right. Well, okay.
Very
So,
excited.
how was the wedding planning going for that? I mean, that's stressful. I remember.
Can I just interject? Because I know who you're talking to. This girl has been engaged for, what, a little over a year?
Little over a year.
Okay.
Within 3 months, she had everything done.
That was what Hope did too.
Yeah. It's...
No, I know I can't speak for you and Dan, Terry, but I know in my case we had a military wedding, or at least there were guns there. You know, so I don't know if that, if that's the same way over there. But yeah, my wife did the same thing. She just like totally put everything together, like last minute. And I was like,
no, mine not last minute. This
well,
was like at the very beginning. I kept getting a text. Got the venue. Then the next day I'd get a text. Know what the food is. Up, got my dress. Yeah, invitations are all done. And up, got my DJ. I'm like, you've been engaged for like 2.5 months. You got everything done.
Yeah, as soon as Hope had the ring on,
Crazy.
that's when she started putting everything together, and it was done
this
immediately.
one too.
Well, it's good.
Yeah.
I like organization.
She's so
Yeah, so does my
organized.
wife. She's very into the organizational.
And we also needed to plan around my son and his fiance because they're both teachers.
Oh.
So we planned our wedding day to make sure that it didn't interfere with them teaching.
Theirs is
Gotcha.
And they're getting married actually in July of 2020.
Nice.
sweet couple.
Yeah.
Another couple made for each other. Definitely.
Cool. So how did you meet Dan?
I actually met Dan at a charity event that I was volunteering for, and he was just a guest. He was just there. I actually have pictures of that day, one with me, and a picture of him with my son and his, at the time, girlfriend. We didn't know who he was. We just thought he was this crazy guy.
Okay.
Who wanted pictures taken with us, and I never understood why. I thought it was the strangest thing. But I was volunteering, and I figured, okay, there's this weird guy. And then throughout the day, he kept being where I was. And I still didn't know who he was. The day ended. We left. I was out with friends, and I would see him. And he tried to talk to me, and I was like, oh, no, I'm not really looking for a relationship.
Sure.
And then this one night at a bar I was trying to go into, he would not allow me in until I took his phone number. And that's when I learned his name. And I took his phone number, went in, told my friend, okay, this crazy guy now pinned me outside and I couldn't come in. And about 2 weeks later, my friend was going on a date. She said, you have to go. I don't want to go alone. And I was like, okay. So I called him and asked if he wanted to go. Our first date happened to be at the Still.
Perfect.
Which is just kind of crazy in itself. And we've been together ever since.
How long ago was that?
That was a little over 5 years ago now. It was
Wow.
March of 2014.
Wow.
So I met him in January of 2014, and we got together in March, and we've been together ever since.
It was meant to be.
It was. It
Wow.
was.
He's a crazy guy.
He is crazy.
He's crazy. He loves to dance. I got videos of him dancing at the Jack and Jill. I can still watch him and laugh my head off.
Yeah.
Kid, and he can dance. Don't get me wrong. He can dance, but he's funny. He should have been a comedian. Absolutely
I agree
hysterical.
with that. I agree with that.
Yeah.
Well, that's cool.
He's a good guy.
So anything big for honeymoon plans or anything like that?
We're actually going to Disney.
Just the two of you?
Just the two of us.
Wow.
So
Yeah, they wouldn't take me.
We're-
Can you imagine?
we're going a couple weeks
And
after the
you
wedding.
you already have the hat with the ears and everything.
do.
I mean,
My son and his fiance have little Mickey and Minnie hats too. But yeah, so we're going down there for 8 days.
oh, nice.
And then coming back to celebrate my son's 25th birthday.
Wow. Wow.
So we're excited.
Yeah, that's a cool place to go for your honeymoon. I'm kind of shocked at that. I didn't expect that.
It was just, it was a gift. And
Oh,
we're,
okay. Had you guys ever been to
No,
Disney before?
no.
Neither one of you?
Neither one of us had ever been. And
Oh, you're going to love it.
it's my son's fiance, Hannah. It's her favorite place to go. She's been once and she loves it. And
Yep.
she was just in shock when she learned where we were going.
That's cool.
We originally were just going to plan to go
Yeah.
spend days around doing really nothing, but
Sure.
this came to be, and now we're going there.
My nephew Jeremy and his wife Sarah go there every year.
Do they?
And
At least twice.
Is it twice?
Yeah, at least
And
twice.
they totally love it down there, and they can't get enough of it.
Yeah, we're excited.
So especially if you've never been, you got to go on the Haunted Mansion.
I'm not real fond of all the rides, so
That's not.
maybe.
It's not like a roller coaster. It's a slow ride, but it's a graphic one. Your car goes through, and you're looking at scenes in this haunted mansion.
Mm-hmm.
I remember a candelabra, and one of them is floating down the hallway and stuff like that. But what's really cool is the very end of it. You end up looking at a wall of mirrors, so you're seeing yourself, and Dan will be next to you, but there's a ghost between you. And the voice says, "Be careful, we've had a problem with hitchhikers," or something to that effect. Now, I was like 7 years old at the oldest, and I still remember that.
Okay.
And so when you go there, you're going to see three ghosts. That's Phineas, Ezra, and Gus. Those are the three ghosts that you're going to meet there. It's not like a roller coaster or a scary ride or anything like that, where it's going to make you motion sick. It's a slow drag
All right,
through.
we'll have
and
to try that.
Yeah, it's cool.
Check it out.
And that's just a Haunted Mansion. Very cool
Okay.
ride. So, so big days coming up on that.
It is.
And are you nervous?
Right now, no.
How about Dan? Is he having kittens?
No, he's
No?
fine. He's fine. The most I'm nervous about is speaking my vows, and that's it. The rest will be fine.
So you got Dan's vows already drawn up for him? Obey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We don't really want him to improvise.
Oh, no. No, well, if he's a comedian, that could be a lot of fun, though. You never know.
It could be because he tells a lot of jokes when he gets nervous. So.
Oh.
So we'll know if he's nervous by the amount of jokes we hear that.
That's awesome.
He'll be fine. Dan's a good guy.
Yep.
He'll be good.
He'll be good, huh?
He'll just start dancing as he's saying them. That's all.
Yeah.
That could be true.
All right. Well, listen. Let's break into another song here and come back. We're going to talk about more about your event on the 27th.
Okay.
And we've got some. This is just another one of those songs that I really like. This is the Black Crowes with "She Talks to Angels," and you're listening to Bobby G and Company on WSKB.
Oh.
Never mentions the word addiction in certain company. Yes, she'll tell you she's an orphan after you meet her family. Her eyes as black as night now, pulls those shades down tight. Yeah, she gives a smile when the pain comes. The pain gonna make everything alright. Says she talks to angels. Call her out by her name. Oh yes, she talks to angels. Says I call her out by her name. She keeps a lock of hair in her pocket. She wears a cross around her neck. Yes, the hair is from a little boy, and the cross is someone she has not met, not yet. Says she talks to angels. Says they all know her name. Oh, yes, she talks She pulls those shades down tight. Oh yeah, there's a smile when the pain comes. The pain gonna make everything alright. Alright, yeah, yeah. She talks to angels. Says to call her out by her name. Oh yeah, angels. Call her out by her name. Oh, angels. Call her out by her name. Oh, she talks to angels. They call her out. Yeah, call her out. Don't you know that they call her out by name?
Support for community radio on WSKB provided by Westfield Electroplating. Employing over 140 skilled platers, painters, and technicians, Westfield Electroplating was founded in 1946 and was the first company in the country to achieve National Aerospace and Defense Contractor Program accreditation, proudly maintaining that status for over a decade. Westfield Electroplating provides over 50 quality finishes to meet your corrosion, cosmetic, or performance needs. On the web at www.westfieldplating.com or 413-568-3716. Westfield Electroplating, putting the finishing touches on technology.
Underwriting for WSKB's community radio programming is brought to you in part by R. Levesque Associates. They are offering landscape architecture, civil engineering, environmental permitting, and land surveying. RLA is a second-generation company devoted to excellence in the planning and design of outdoor spaces. On the web at rlaland.com or at 40 School Street in Westfield.
It's Tuesday morning from 6 till 8. Wow, it's Tuesday with Bob Plass.
Community Radio.
89.5 WSKB. Live from the campus of Westfield State University, this is 89.5 FM WSKB Westfield.
There we go. The mics are back on. Good morning, everybody.
I double-clicked.
You double-clicked. All right. So this is Bobby Goff, and you've been listening to the Bobby G and Company show, and we've had an interesting show today. Pete, I don't know if during the music there, if you heard me out here dying laughing.
Yeah, I wonder what was going on. I was rattling the windows.
Well, I almost did a Triple H where I spit my water everywhere in the studio.
Wonderful. I got the bucket for you.
I did not do it,
Okay.
but I came close. Lynn was talking about a friend of hers who, her words, is a very beautiful blonde.
Yes.
And everywhere they go, everybody thinks they're twin sisters.
Okay,
I
we elaborated.
was dying.
Those were not my exact
Oh
words.
my God! I was like, really? And she's like, yeah, they all think we're sisters
because we're both tall.
We're
both
tall
have
blondes and we're
hair.
both beautiful.
And
Oh my God! Don't hate me because I'm beautiful.
I'm just going to smack him. He's not going to be able to drink water. Never mind, spit it out.
Man, I'm
It's
telling
not
you.
what I said. So Colette, if you're listening, sister, you know who you are.
Well, Colette, we know that you're a beautiful tall blonde.
She is. She's a beautiful person. Inside and out.
Yeah, okay. I'm not going to go any further than that.
Okay. She's
right.
like me.
Yeah. All right. Okay. All right. So let's get back into this. We got Terry's here with us from No More Silence, and your event that's coming up on the 27th. So 2 days from the date of this broadcast, you've got a ride going on. Let me make sure I got all these details right. 10:30 is when people can get there. The ride. I don't need you giving me notes.
You get it wrong, but go
Lynn's
ahead.
trying to give me notes. You said kickstands up, which means the ride starts at noon.
The ride starts at noon.
And it's about give or take about an hour ride going around local communities and stuff like that, starting at the Still in Agawam, ending at the Still in Agawam.
Correct.
And then when you guys get back, I mean, it's a $20 registration fee, which if you're a writer, that covers everything.
Correct.
If you're not a writer, it's $10.
And you can come at 1 o'clock and enjoy all the afternoon festivities.
And you guys have Shovelhead.
We have Shovelhead
coming in,
and
food and all this. Now I'm assuming it's a pay bar.
It is a cash bar.
Cash bar, that's it. Okay, all right. So don't think for $10 you're coming in here and drinking Lynn's double margaritas.
Correct.
That ain't
correct.
happening.
She wouldn't probably give them to you.
No, she won't be
I
sharing
wouldn't.
that. She won't be sharing that.
No.
And so this is all going towards your No More Silence
It
organization.
stays within our organization. We do donate to AFSP and the Out of the Darkness Walk as well.
What is AFSP?
American Foundation for Suicide Prevention.
Okay.
We have a walk team that we walk every October.
Okay.
With them, and we donate part of our money towards the walk team for that charity as well.
Okay.
So
all right.
We've been doing that since it started, and we feel it's important to continue to do that to support them as well.
Now, that's also a local chapter or something?
That is the Western Mass chapter
of
American Foundation for Suicide Prevention, and their walk is in Agawam at School Street Park every October.
Oh, okay. So even that's local for an event.
Correct.
Okay, and all of your monies stay in this immediate area.
That's correct. They stay locally. We're starting a Kids Craft Day that is totally free to the public.
That's kind of cool.
We're just in the starts of that. We don't have the exact date. We're looking to do it at Mint Park in West Springfield.
Okay.
At one of the pavilions, and it will be just like a 3-hour event for the kids to come out and pick a couple crafts to do with their parents and our volunteers, and just give back to the community in that way as also. So
nice. That sounds pretty cool. And like we were saying, I mean, $20 first of all is a steal for everything that they're getting. $10 is even more of a steal. Is this going to be like an all day from 1 o'clock till whenever, or do you?
With registration at 10:30, it usually ends. It'll end between 4:30 and 5 o'clock, but the still is open until 2 a.m.
Yeah.
So anybody who wants to stay after the event, they can stay. They can get dinner. They can. I believe that Becky had told me that I think there's a band there afterwards as well. So they could make it a full day if they wanted.
Nice. Now, you said something off air. You were talking about you have a raffle going on that afternoon, too?
We do. We have a raffle at all of our motorcycle runs. So
because we didn't talk about that at all.
No, we have a raffle. We have a lot of local businesses who donate normally a gift card, and we're going to this year turn them all into baskets of some sort to go with the theme of the gift card. So we've had probably about 25 local businesses donate different types of gift cards and things.
What's the most? Now, this is your third one.
It's our third one.
What's the most unique donation that you've ever gotten for this?
Actually, it will be this year. Our neighbor and friend, who is also ex-military, he made us a sort of a walking stick type thing. That's he made it. He hand carved it.
Really?
And it's got our angel wing logo on it, and it says "No More Silence" and just different things of what not to be silent for.
I have a stupid question for you. What's the neighbor's first name?
Scott.
Okay. I was thinking Bruce. Coolest.
Oh, yeah.
One of the guys that he was on the team for quite a while, his wife, matter of fact, still is, he does some incredible carving work. And not just all wood. He's done, jewelry stuff with the different gems and stuff like that. And, yeah, he's definitely, wicked talented. First time I met this guy, he came over to the house the first time, he and his wife. He brought over a handmade cutting board that was branded with his logo.
Oh, that's awesome.
And had the leather tie on the handle and all that stuff. My wife was totally oh my God, really? He actually made that and brought it over. So she chases me around the kitchen now with it, looking at the spank paddle. But hey, that's all. That's all works. So, all right, look, we're going to talk in just a few minutes about Shovelhead and where they came from with you guys and all that.
Okay.
So with that in mind, why don't we break into another song? This is one of those tunes that, for whatever reason, I just really, really liked it. When I bought the CD, this song was on repeat. I honestly don't think I ever heard the rest of the CD. But this is the Counting Crows and Mr. Jones, and you're listening to Bobby G and Company on WSKB.
Don't know why, don't know how, but when everybody loves me, I wanna be just about as happy as I can be. Mr. Jones and me, we're gonna be big stars.
Support for the community programming of WSKB is provided by Bay State Dental. Comprehensive dentistry at 14 convenient locations in Springfield, Chicopee, Longmeadow, West Springfield, Belchertown, East Longmeadow, Ludlow, Northampton, Greenfield, and Wilbraham, as well as 29 Broad Street in Westfield. Bay State Dental makes it a priority to help you achieve and maintain the healthy smile you deserve. On the web at baystatedental.com.
One of our underwriters here at WSKB's Community Radio is Carson Center for Health and Human Services, a nonprofit organization located at 20 Broad Street in Westfield. They provided behavioral health and rehabilitation services in communities throughout Western Massachusetts since 1963. There are services for children, adolescents, adults, families, and couples. You can find them on the web at carsoncenter.org or at 413-572-4132.
Wednesday mornings start off right from 6 to 8 a.m. with Tina Gorman and Wake Up Wednesday.
Community Radio.
89.5 WSKB.
Live from the campus of Westfield State University, this is 89.5 FM WSKB Westfield.
Hey, good morning once again, everybody. This is Bobby Goff, and you're listening to Bobby G and Company. And you're listening to us on WSKB 89.5, or you're watching us kind of live. Well, actually, it's more Memorex on Channel 15 Local. Or you might even be able to, or you might be catching us on our Facebook media apps and all that good stuff. So however you're listening and watching, thank you for doing so. We hope you're enjoying the shows. So with that in mind, Terry from No More Silence. We've been talking about the organization. We've been talking about your event that's coming up in 2 days, the motorcycle ride. We've even talked about your wedding. And we've got the escape route planned for you and all that good stuff. Lynn's got the motorcycle.
Jump on.
She's taking the training wheels off the back, and you guys will be off to the sunset. Now, you guys really you got hooked up with a local band by the name of Shovelhead. Mm-hmm. Now, Lynn rants and raves about Shovelhead.
I do.
We're actually, in a few hours, going to be taping the show with Dave and Mark from Shovelhead. And that'll be played a week ago when this broadcast is on.
Mind-bending.
It is. Twilight Zone, like we said earlier. So, they're all on board with this. I haven't met these guys yet, but I've spoken to Dave at length on the phone, and seems like a great guy. Lynn's described him as a regular local ZZ Top sort of a character.
They all are.
And, they play the Southern rock. They've got their own music, too. Mm-hmm. But they do a lot of cover bands from, cover songs, rather, for Molly Hatchet, all that good stuff, which she had me at that because I used to love Molly Hatchet. So how'd you get hooked up with them? What's their key here?
Well, our first year, we... one of our volunteers, Barry, he actually knew AJ from Shovelhead. And when we were trying to find a band, he suggested that we meet with AJ and Dave O'Hagan.
Yeah.
So we met at the Still, and
lots of things happen at the Still.
They do.
What happens at the Still stays at the Still. It's like Vegas.
Yeah. No. What happens at Vegas is now 6 years old and going to grade school. Okay, so leave that one out of it. So going back to the Still with Dave and the guys.
So we just kind of met them and told them what we were looking for, and our first run was in Southwick that year, so they couldn't actually play our first year as Shovelhead. So Dave and AJ are both in another band.
Oh, okay. I didn't
they're
know
in
that.
GTO. And they had to play our first year event as GTO because of a conflict with another bar that they were playing at the next day in the same area.
Oh, okay.
So they played as GTO our first year, and then we had made the decision that going forward we'd like them to be playing as Shovelhead. And Dave has been intricate since the day that we met him. He actually helped plan our first motorcycle run. He had it all rooted out with Barry, and he did our marketing. He produced our flyer for us. He
I thought that was an airplane.
He's just been involved with us deeply ever since. He wrote the song that at this point you would have heard last week for us, and he came over to our house and he played it for Dan and I in our living room.
That's also called No More Silence.
That is called No More Silence, and I'm sure that he has told you more about it. He just wanted to write a song. He was sitting at his house, and
he said the word just came out.
They just came out, and he asked us if he could play it for us, and he came over with his guitar and just played it for us. And
when I spoke to Dave a couple of weeks ago, setting up this taping for his show, he had brought that song up to me, and he told me it's an acoustic, tune, and I was like, oh, okay. And then he started telling me, he's like, well, I'm hoping to have the band together to play a full version, not just an acoustic. So as of right now, I don't know if we're hearing the acoustic version a week ago or if we're hearing the newly taped version of it. So I'll be curious to see that tonight. But yeah, he said the same thing. He was like, the words just came out. He had no idea where they came from, but they came out. And he said when he sat down and he looked at it, he played it for the first time, he said, this is it. It's perfect.
And it was very emotional. He played it at last year's run.
Yeah.
And it was extremely emotional. I don't think that there was a dry eye at all when he played the song.
Oh, that's awesome.
And just recently he had actually given us a CD where he put it to different music, and he started to get the band involved. So we're excited to hear the full, once it's with the full band. But the acoustic version will always be what's closest because of how it came to be.
Yeah, that's completely understandable.
So he's involved in any way he can. He rides in our run every year.
Yep.
He rides up front, so he will be riding with Dan up front in the run.
Okay.
Leading the ride off with Dan this year.
Now, if they look like ZZ Top, it'd be really cool if they had like one of the red cars from the videos. Start the ride with that and have them in there and just, ZZ Topping it. And that'd be cool. That'd be awesome.
Would be funny.
That'd be awesome. So, okay. So Shovelhead, what time are they coming on? Do you know?
They will be set up before they leave because both AJ and Dave ride in the run every year.
Exactly, yeah.
So as soon as they get back, and I'm going to guess grab their food like every other year, and then...
So like ballpark 1:30, they're going to be...
Probably 1:30, they'll be
kicking it off.
And playing until about 4:30.
Yeah. Nice.
You guys should come over that day and
check it out. I was already looking at my calendar. I'm already committed that afternoon. So, yeah, because I was actually going to tell you, I'll volunteer. I'll help you out. But I'm looking. Literally, I've got maybe 2 days of the month that are committed, and that just happens to fall on one of them.
Oh.
And I was like, Argh. But anyway, so, all right. So we've got that. We got the Shovelhead. We got the concert going. And again, $20 if you're riding, 10 if you're not. My God, you can't get a Happy Meal at McDonald's for that. I mean, and that's got, come on, the quality of the food is not going to be anywhere near.
Their food is awesome.
You can't even go to Burger King and get a cheeseburger with cheese on it.
Here we go.
I mean, for that much. I mean, you get the 2 for $6 Whoppers, but if you add cheese, they're 2 for $12. I'm telling you, this guy better, I really hope that, because I still haven't heard from the regional guy yet from Burger King.
Call him back.
I'm just going to crack on him every week until they get something done about this. Somebody's going to tell the owner of Burger King, hey, this guy on the radio, he's a real jerk. He's cracking on you. He's saying this, that, and the other thing. Well, I want my piece of cheese, damn you. I don't want it for free. I'll pay 50 cents. That's a ripoff enough as it is.
Just last week's complaint.
Oh, my God. Yeah, they wouldn't give me cheese on my burger.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's just wrong. All right. Well, listen, let's go into another song here before I digress even further. It's funny, and I don't know. Maybe it's got to just be me. Hootie and the Blowfish, okay? I always confuse them with Counting Crows, and I'm playing them back to back, and I don't know why. Maybe these albums came out close at the same time. I'm really not sure, but I always confuse those two bands. I have to stop and think about what song came from which band. Even though Mr. Jones is the only one I like from Counting Crows, really, but everything else is Hootie. So this one here, Hootie and the Blowfish. This is Hold My Hand, and you're listening. No, you're listening to the Bobby G and Company show.
Support for community radio on WSKB is provided by Betts Plumbing and Heating Supply Company, an independent, family-owned wholesaler serving Westfield for over 50 years, specializing in plumbing, heating, and industrial piping supplies. On the web at bettsplumbing.com or at 14 Coleman Avenue in Westfield.
Friday mornings is something different on 89.5 FM. It's JP's Talk About Town.
Community Radio.
89.5 WSKB.
Live from the campus of Westfield State University. This is 89.5 FM, WSKB, Westfield.
Hey, good morning once again, everybody. It's Bobby Goff on a Bobby G and Company show. And we're going to wrapping up another segment here. This has been an interesting show, a very somber show, but we still managed to get a couple of little laughs in and get a little bit of information out there, and hopefully you folks enjoyed it. And so Terry's been with us from No More Silence. And we've been talking about your ride, your motorcycle ride that's coming up in 2 days, and everything that goes with that. We were talking about Shovelhead, their involvement in this event, and with you as an organization. But what do you guys got on the horizon? What's in the future, even tentatively, for No More Silence? Oh, God, she's got a script.
It's not a script. Well, the first I had already mentioned is we're going to be doing the Kids Craft Day.
Mm-hmm.
That will be happening the end of September, beginning of October, depending on what dates we get confirmed back from the park.
Okay.
And that's just, again, it's just families bringing their kids out to do a few crafts and have a good...
What's the entry fee for that?
It's free to families. So
so it's not a fundraising event for you?
Correct. That will be one of our events that we give back to the community.
Now, is that a type of a deal when you do an event like that? Is that something that you encourage or request donations?
We will have a donation jar.
Okay.
You know, if they wanted to leave a donation, they're more than welcome to.
Okay.
But we're not asking for anything.
Gotcha.
We'll have very light refreshments for the kids and just kind of try to make it a fun time, you know, to give back, because usually everything is so somber and on a sadder note. So this was something we thought would be great to try to get the kids involved and maybe, you know, want to learn a little bit more as well about mental health and suicide.
Yeah, because I mean, we know as adults how difficult it is.
Correct.
Put yourself into an 8-year-old's body, and it's a whole different dynamic.
Correct.
So that's a great idea. And so what else you guys got going on besides that?
Originally, when we had put some stuff together, we were going to do like a 5 or 10K walk run, and we've kind of bounced it around, and we're going to turn it more into just a casual walk in the park.
Okay.
Again, we're looking at the timing of all this because we don't want all of our events to happen so close together. We'd like to spread them out throughout the year. So we're just trying to figure out dates for that. We're thinking springtime. That would be a good time for that.
You thinking back at Midnig for that?
We're not 100% sure. A park local, so we'll see how the craft day goes with Mitt and Egg and see if would be feasible. It's a beautiful park, so it could be.
Lynn's got a campground. It's got a haunted tree at the top of the
and then we
mountain.
can just stay there.
Yeah, you do that. We'll stay right at Lynn's place. She's got this little rock garden and everything that they put in for her.
It's gorgeous.
Yeah.
I love it.
So.
Okay.
We have also what was originally called a fall ball that we were going to do. This was actually all Dan's idea because he loves to get dressed up and have a good time. So.
Okay.
We've since decided we're going to call it the Green Tie Affair, and it's going to be around St. Patrick's Day. So we're going to do like a ball where everybody gets dressed up and probably silent auction, and just that will be a fundraising event. So, you know, per couple charge, and that one's going to be a little tougher to get off the ground because there's a lot more involved, and we don't know dates or anything. We know he wants it around St. Patrick's Day, and that's when it will be.
Well, you can always talk to Debbie over at the Still. I'm pretty sure she can help you out with that. Plugging the hell out of Debbie today with the Still here.
We also have a couple smaller programs. One, we have not figured out how to get fully off the ground of an early loss gift program where we would donate either a couple days or weeks worth of meals to a family who just had a suicide loss, or maybe a gift basket with some store gift cards or restaurant cards, so that they can not have to think about those things during the initial few days. But
that's a good idea.
we're having a tougher time trying to figure out where we get that information from. But that's something we're working on, behind the scenes to kick off and get off the ground. And so I know it would have been helpful to all of us, at that time.
Sure.
So that's something we're working on. So if anybody had any thoughts on that, they could always reach out to us and give us any information they might have. We also have done a family holiday gift program. We worked with a grief center in Northampton 2 Christmases ago, and we donated to two children and their mother who had just lost their father to suicide. We collected, so we used funds, and we also collected from our supporters gifts and made gift bags for the families, and also gave them angel wing ornaments to hang on their tree so that they can remember their loved one every year.
Now, do you guys ever do an event around Christmas where you include like Santa and the kids? And
we haven't ruled it out. We just, there's so many things that we could do, and so it's figuring it all out.
Well, if you end up doing something along those lines, let me know through Lynn. Or you got my number. You can call me directly. Okay. I'm good friends with Santa.
Okay, well, that's good to know.
And,
that's
that
good
would
to know.
be,
We would love something like that.
That'd be something that we could easily do. You could even do it at the still.
Okay.
Santa get there an hour early, and he'd have 60 minutes to get jolly before the kids show up.
Oh, boy.
But
it's always about Santa.
I know, nips for everybody.
Yes.
But now, do you have anything else that
that's
works?
Kind of where we're at right now. We had talked about doing a coffee shop, like get together once a month where people could come and meet other people who have had a loss. That's, again, just in the talking.
Yep.
To get something off the ground is why we started the online.
Talk to me again about that one off air.
Okay.
Now, as far as somebody listening in the audience here today, they're interested in what you're doing. Maybe they've experienced this firsthand themselves. How can they reach out to you? Do you have a media presence? Do you have a website?
We have a website.
What's your web address?
Oh, boy. That is www.nomoreSilenceMassachusetts.org.
Massachusetts spelled out.
Correct.
Okay. And I'm actually going to post that. Actually, I'm going to write it here, but I'm going to post that when I post the show.
Okay.
It'll be in the paragraph narrative describing the show.
Okay.
So I'll have that there. How about on Facebook? Are you a Facebook
We are
presence?
also on Facebook. You can just look us up under No More Silence.
Okay.
And you'll see our angel wing logo as our picture, so that's how you know that it's ours. There's actually a lot of No More Silence organizations out there for different causes.
But not the same logo?
Not the same logo. So,
okay.
You can also email us at nomoresilencemassachusetts@gmail.com with anything, and you can also just call us at any time.
All right. And like I said, I will include all of this information on the narrative for this particular show. And, hopefully, if somebody's in need or, maybe they just want somebody to talk to.
And we've had that. We've had people who just called and we talked to them, for hours. And it's just sometimes that's all somebody needs.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's understandable.
Mm-hmm.
It's understandable. What is it that they say? And I know, Lynn, you've said it yourself, is that, the person that commits suicide ends their suffering, but it starts everybody else's.
Yep.
Something along, I don't know if I actually quoted that correctly, but it's something very close to that.
Yeah. I mean, their suffering ends, which is for them a good thing. But everybody that they left behind, it starts for us, and it really never ends. I don't think it's anything that you ever really truly get over.
Yeah.
You learn to deal with it, but I don't think you were meant to get over it. So the healing goes on, I think, forever. And just having other people to talk about, and maybe something somebody else did might help you. So it's nice sharing with other people that have gone through it, because it can help. But,
sure.
Yeah, but no, you don't ever get over it.
Yeah.
No.
All right. Well, listen, I want to thank you, Terry, for coming in.
Thank you for having me.
I wish you the best with this. I truly do. It's such a worthwhile endeavor that you're undertaking here, and just the fact that you and Dan are really doing this, just the two of you, really.
Yeah.
You're shouldering so much of the work involved with this. Again, I truly wish you the best.
Thank you.
And I'm not going to rule out that I won't work with you in the future.
Okay, thank you. You're welcome.
Even, I can't do it this year. We've already met our quota for charity donations. But you hit me up early next year, and we could definitely do some talking.
Okay, well, appreciate that. Thank you.
You helped us last year for the ride. You donated
Yes.
an investigation
Yep.
for the ride, so he has,
So yeah, we can definitely talk,
thank you.
about
I
future,
appreciate that.
Working together on projects, and because even a website, over 1.4 million hits on agwanparanormal.com.
Okay. Wow.
That's also another media that we could throw on there for, again, charity events that the team supports, and make the public aware of it.
Okay.
Good stuff.
Well, thank you
good
very
stuff. So I'm going to leave you guys with one final tune. And again, I want to thank everybody for listening today to the Bobby G and Company show. Lynn, thank you so much for being here. You came in late this morning, and it wasn't a 6 a.m. start, which is great. Pete, thank you for making your personal schedule available for the tapings of this week. Even though it's your fault that we have to tape them all like this. But we do appreciate it. And, so above all else, and you guys know I say this every time, I kind of parrot my good friend, Mr. Chris Paisano with Channel 40. Above all else, please be safe. And we'll listen. We'll be looking for you next week. How's that? That sounds good, huh? That's what that guy says on the cooking show with the red car.
I like that.
Guy, what's his last name? Fierro or something like that.
Anyway,
Guy Fieri.
That's it. So we'll be looking for you next week. So I'm going to leave you with Journey. This is Don't Stop Believin'. And again, you've been listening to the Bobby G and Company show on WSKB 89.5.
Just a small town girl living in a lonely world. She took the midnight train going anywhere. Just a city boy, born and raised in South Detroit. He took the midnight train going anywhere. A singer in a smoky room, the smell of wine and cheap perfume. For a smile they can share.